Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome, Kathy and Ariane. Nice to see you again, Kathy. You hear me clearly?
Whoops. Same to you.
Yeah, I know we have a small group with us this afternoon. We're hoping some more could join us. Well, I see they're coming in slowly. So let me just give them about 30 seconds to join in. So this is really the first of two sessions between today and tomorrow, which tomorrow is a repeat. So we will record both sessions and have them uploaded to our YouTube platform where you yourself can revisit and other persons can also review the info session. So let me start by welcoming you to our first LEGO League Masterpiece Public Information Session, virtual session. We are happy to be hosting, Nears to be hosting another season of First LEGO League. I know we have quite a few participants from last year coming again, so welcome back again, persons like Kathy. So with me, we usually have our tournament director. Last year was Mr. Christopher Proud, but this year we have Mr. Terence Crew. Terence, and if you can say hi.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And then our assistant tournament director, Mr. Marvin Holloway.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And for those of you who don't know me, I am Ronda Liverpool, the program coordinator for First LEGO League on behalf of NIHIS. So this is more or less the core team that will be executing the program for the 2023-2024 Masterpiece season. Right, so we're basically here this afternoon to give mostly the new persons a rundown of what First LEGO League, what you can expect for the lead up to the tournament and the championship itself, and what the actual championship entails. Right, so I will now hand you over to our tournament director, Mr. Terence Carew, who has a lovely presentation prepared, and we'll go through the entire presentation, right? And afterwards, we'll have a Q&A session where you can ask any questions or any clarifications that you have. All right, so I now hand you over to Terence.
All right. Good afternoon again, everyone. All right. 1 second, just let me share this.
And as we go along as well, if you feel so inclined, you can also type your questions in the chat area and we'll address them afterwards as well. Yeah.
Okay, is everybody seeing my shared screen?
Yes, sir, we're seeing it.
All right. All right, so everyone, if I'm going too fast, you could tell me to slow down. All right, or you could ask me to repeat if anything. All right, we will have the Q&A after, so during the presentation, if you have any questions, just take note of it, and at the end of the presentation, you will be free to ask. All right, now we will be taking all technical also. All right, all technical questions for those who are inquiring specific to the robotics also, as well as others. All right, now the rules do change from season to season. All right, there are some rules that remain standard, but because of the challenges with regards to the robot challenge, some of these rules are kind of aligned to the season specifically. All right, so they change from every season. Okay, so feel free to ask, if especially those, if you all have past FLL participants, feel free to ask if you see any changes, if anything that seems a bit different from what you are accustomed to. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm just going to show a quick video of the intro from FLL themselves, and then I'll begin my presentation.
Hello, First LEGO League Discover, Explore, and Challenge teams from around the world. I'm Kim Wehrman, Senior Director of First LEGO League. Welcome to the Arts-Inspired Season Masterpiece. I am so excited to see so many new and returning teams joining us this year. As part of the First in Show presented by Qualcomm season, you'll imagine and innovate new ways to communicate art across the globe. From First LEGO League Discover to Explore to Challenge, I am excited to see students ages 4 to 16 experiment and grow their critical thinking, coding skills, and teamwork, all while having fun. Speaking of teamwork, First and LEGO Education teamed up back in 1998 as pioneers in hands-on learning, robotics, and STEM education to create First LEGO League. Since then, I'm proud to say that the program has impacted millions of lives globally. I'd like to introduce Camilla Botkitt, Head of Global Competitions at LEGO Education, to talk about what you can expect now that this season is officially underway.
Hi all First LEGO League teams. Myself, and my name is Camilla Botke, and I'm the Global Head of Competitions at LEGO Education. Along with all my colleagues at LEGO Education and First, we cannot wait to see all the masterpiece models and robots and innovations that are going to change the world of arts this season. If you are new to First LEGO League, you might be wondering where to start. Coaches, you have been provided with materials such as the team meeting guide and engineering notebook to help you guide you and your team members through the season. There are also a variety of resources available on our website to enhance your team experience and learn more about how we communicate art across the world. As we say in First LEGO League, teamwork makes the dream work. We cannot wait to see what your team accomplishes this season. Let us know how your season is going by using the hashtag Masterpiece on social media. Good luck, teams. The future is yours to create.
Hello First LEGO League teams, and welcome to Masterpiece, part of the First in Show season presented by Qualcomm. My name is Kedar Konda, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Compute and Gaming at Qualcomm Technologies, Inc. A blank canvas has unlimited possibilities. This season, as you're exploring how STEAM can inspire big ideas, bold action, and creativity, we're using STEAM to push the edge of what's possible in extended reality, to create technology that changes the way we communicate, collaborate, and experience art. How will you imagine and innovate new ways to create and communicate art across the globe? The canvas is yours. Good luck creating your masterpiece.
All right, so what is First LEGO League? First LEGO League is a combined a tournament combined with First Inspires, which is an educational organization, with LEGO. All right, and LEGO, everyone is familiar with LEGO, I assume. All right. First, which stands for inspiration, recognition, science, and technology. So first is just the acronym. All right, so they have combined with LEGO to come up with these competitions. Now, First, by themselves, they host 3 different competitions. First Tech Challenge, First Robotics Challenge, and First LEGO League, which we are part of. All right. Now, First LEGO League themselves are divided into three different categories. All right. For ages 4 to 6, there's Discover. All right, and this uses the kits LEGO Duplo. All right, just as how our first LEGO, how we use the EV3, and now we are introducing the Spike Prime. They use the Duplo. All right, there's Explore, which is ages 6 to 10. All right, so they also include another kit called the We Do. all right? And this is the one that we host. We at NIHUS, we host the first LEGO League Challenge, which is ages 9 to 16, all right? Now, I know some questions may pop up, why that age group, 6 to 10, and then 9 to 16? Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to answer that. It is even strange for us here. All right, but that's just how they categorize their age group. All right, so the challenge is divided into three categories. Sorry for the judging. All right, there's core values. Excuse me, one sec. All right, there's the core values. This judge how well you work with your team, as well as throughout the day. On the day itself, core values is being judged. All right, so it's not just in the judging room, it's how you carry about yourself during the day. All right, so it has to do with how you organize yourself for your robotics challenge with your team and yourself, as well as others. Not only your team, but with respect to how you treat persons, how you work well with other persons, even with other teams. All right, core values, we judge that based on how you interact with persons. All right, as well as with your team, how you carry about organizing your projects. All right, such as your problem solving, your critical thinking, etc. All right, the second, and this is, well, the heart of the challenge itself, is the robotics game. All right, so this is where you design your robot and you program it to go through the challenges. So in a bit, you're going to see we have a video that will show you each and every challenge and what is required of you to complete a challenge. All right, and thirdly, there's an innovation project. Now, when you think of a robotics competition, you think of just building your robot and programming your robot to accomplish a specific task. First LEGO League, there's this innovation project where you have to do some research on your own. Okay, now every year you find a solution, an issue related to the theme of the season. Okay, now this season is Masterpiece, all right, which should be a lot more creative than previous years. Previous years, the teams, if you look back at the different teams, all right, they are more technical, they are aligned more technically. But this year, it's supposed to be a lot more creative, all right? So you find issues, the team find issues, and they come up with a solution for that issue. Now, this is directly related to the team, all right? So you're not just gonna look up any issue and find a solution. It must be in line with the theme, all right? So you could, even the challenges may give you hints on the board, all right? The robotics challenge, those things may give you little hints. All right, so we're gonna go through the challenges, all right? It's, the video is it's a bit long, but it will give you some details of what is required of each challenge and what you need to do to acquire your points, all right? And how you could get even bonus points completing these challenges.
This is the Masterpiece competition field. There are 15 missions which can be done in any order. You do not have to complete all the missions. Just try as many as you can in each 2.5-minute robot match. Only the score from your best match will be counted. Your robot must start completely inside a launch area, and you should program it to return to either home area. You can handle and modify your robot between runs while it is in either home area. Gracious professionalism is how we express our core values in First LEGO League. The robot game is an important place to observe gracious professionalism, and the referees will evaluate this for each team at each official robot match. Your robot and all your equipment must fit into both launch areas and under a height limit of 12 inches. If it is small enough to fit in just one launch area and under this height limit, Mission 1, 3D Cinema. Trigger the 2D cinema screen to become a 3D experience. If the 3D cinema's small red beam is completely past the black frame, Mission 2, Theater Scene Change. Change the scenery to a different configuration and consider what the other team will do so that you end with matching scenes. If your theater's red flag is down and the active scene color is blue, pink, orange, and if both teams' active scene match, blue, pink, orange. Mission 3, Immersive Experience. Trigger the immersive experience for the viewer in the model. If the 3 immersive experience screens are raised. Mission 4, Masterpiece. You can use the bricks in Bag 4 to build your team's LEGO art piece. Bring it to the match and then deliver it on the pedestal to the museum. If your team's LEGO art piece is at least partly in the museum target area. Bonus, and if the art piece is completely supported by the pedestal. Mission 5, Augmented Reality Statue. Rotate the statue to reveal an augmented reality experience. If the augmented reality statue's orange lever is completely rotated. Mission 6, Music Concert Lights and Sounds. Set up the music concert by switching on the lights and sound. If the light's orange lever is completely rotated, if the speaker's orange lever is completely rotated. Mission 7, Hologram Performer. Set the stage for the hologram performer to start the show. If the hologram performer's orange push activator is completely past the stage set line. Mission 8, Rolling Camera. Release the camera down the track to shoot the movie scene. If the rolling camera's white pointer is left of dark blue, but right of medium and light blue, or if the rolling camera's white pointer is left of dark and medium blue, but right of light blue, or if the rolling camera's white pointer is left of dark, medium, and light blue. Mission 9, Movie Set. Act out the scene by pulling the boat model along. If the boat is touching the mat completely past the scene line, if the camera is touching the mat at least partly in the camera target area. Mission 10, Sound Mixer. Adjust the sound levels in the studio for ideal audio recording. If a sound mixer slider is raised. Mission 11, Light Show. Trigger the light show on the tower by raising the handles. If the light show's white pointer is within zone yellow, blue, green, Mission 12, Virtual Reality Artist. Trigger the model repeatedly to create an artistic sculpture. If the chicken is intact and has moved from its starting position. Bonus, and is over or completely past the lavender dot. Mission 13, Craft Creator. Release the creation from the craft machine. If the craft machine's orange and white lid is completely open, if the craft machine's light pink latch is pointing straight down, Mission 14, Audience Delivery. Deliver the 7 audience members to their target destinations. If an audience member is completely in a target destination, if a target destination has at least one audience member completely in it. Mission 15, Expert Delivery. Deliver the experts to their target destinations. If the following experts are at least partly in their target destination: Sam the stage manager in the movie set, Anna the curator in the museum, Noah the sound engineer in the music concert, Izzy the skateboarder in the skate park, Emily the visual effects director in the cinema. Precision tokens. The less you interrupt your robot outside the home, the more points you will keep. If you interrupt your robot outside the home area, you will lose a precision token. Precision tokens left on the field will result in extra points. Remember that referees will be evaluating your gracious professionalism at each match. Remember to read the Robot Game Rulebook and check for any updates during the season. Good luck!
All right. Right. So based on the missions, all right. Now this year, like I said, it's a more creative theme. All right. Now, for those who are new, all right, this is how your tables at the robot challenge is set up. They are in pairs. So you'll have one team, on one side running their robots on one side and another team at the same time on the other side. All right, both will be running under the same timer. Now, every year there's one of the challenges, one of the missions that on each table we judge for co-opetition. All right, co-opetition means both teams benefit from the other. All right, each team, they benefit from the other. Now, if you, in the video, well, let me see if I could just go back to that. As mission 1. Oops. Yeah, this is it, the mission 2. So this is the cooperative mission this time. All right, so if you remember, if both persons have the same, well, the challenge is having this node at the front, all right, this color node. So if both teams has the same color facing, that means both teams will get a bonus points. All right, it's not that you're losing points with it. If you don't have them, you just get your normal points for actually doing the mission. But if for some reason both teams have the same color, both teams will get that additional bonus. All right. Okay, just 1 second. All right. Just bear with me a minute. My slideshow just froze. All right. Good. So the back to the mission again. So that's your where we judge on competition. All right. Now, previous years, if you notice the maths, there are 2 homing areas to launch and 2 return homing areas. All right. Previous years, this has begun since last year, where they began having both 2 home areas and 2 launch areas. All right. Previous years, there was only 1. Okay. Now, as you heard in the video, you have to keep going through the online rulebook. The rulebooks are online, because from now until the competition, you have a lot of time, and a lot of the rules and there are always some minor changes and updates, and you have to keep up with that. All right. So looking at the rulebook now, and looking at it probably later in December or even January, it is possible that you're going to see some change to one of the, if it's 1 rule or something. It may not have any changes, but it's always expected. All right. So they give you that heads up. Okay. If you could just give me just 10 seconds, let me just relaunch the. All right. Just excuse one.
Just in the interim, I turn restart his presentation. Any of the guests have any questions so far, since we have a minute or 2? Assuming we all good? All right, no problem.
Yes, I have a question, but I don't know if it's coming up to be covered later. But since we have a time lag here, you mentioned that you're making a switch from EV3 to Spike Prime. Do you have Spike Prime sets available and other tools like that, or it's up to the teams to get their own materials this year?
So for this tournament, you can use both the EV3 and the Spike Prime as well. We do have the EV3 that we would have loaned for the last season, and currently we are working on procuring some of those new Spike Prime sets for this year as well. So once they become available, we'll let you guys know if we are going to loan them or allow them to be purchased by the participants this year. So I hope that answers your question so far. Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
so you do actually have it on hand. Yes.
No, we don't have it on hand right now. We're working on getting them procured at the moment. But I know 1 or 2 teams would have messaged before asking a similar question, and I think they saw it available on Amazon or somewhere else. And if it's convenient for you to purchase it on your own, you are fine to do so as well, if you so wish.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Terrence is back up. Back to you, Terrence.
All right, thanks. All right, so like Ronald said, with the EV3 and the Spike Prime, that's your choice of which one you want to use. All right, so not really replacing. All right, so this is how the challenge area is set up. So you have 2. You all can see my mouse moving, right? I should annotate. Sorry, 1 second. All right, so this is the challenge area. You have 2 launch and 2 homing areas. Okay, now your robot can fit on both challenge areas. All right. However, if it fits on one, now no matter how the size of your robots, make sure it's inside of these borders, the border of your homing area, your launch area, and it cannot exceed 12 inches. All right. Now, if it fits in one of the launching area only, that's an additional, I think, 50 points, I think. I can't remember, but you get bonus for that. All right. Now, each team that enters the challenge table starts at 50 points. All right. You start at 50 points. You get penalties if your robot stalls on the table and you have to remove the robots. Okay. So in other words, you are not allowed to make have any interaction with the outside of the launch area. Okay, but if your robot for some reason stalls or freezes and you need to remove it, you are allowed to. However, there's a penalty, which is those 6 red little knobs that you saw, those pieces. There are 6 on the table. Every time you interact with your robot on the table itself, one of those will be removed. All right. Now, if one is removed, you still remain with your 50 points. But from the time you start removing from 2 or more, points become deducted. All right. Now, that doesn't mean you lose points with your challenges. It just means that bonus 50 points that you came into the game with, that points will be altered. All right. All right. So these are some of the teams that we had in previous years. I don't know if most of you, if any of you represent these teams this time. All right. Now, this is your engineering design process. This is for your the innovation project, really. So you identify an issue. It could be within your environment. It could be within your school. It could be nationwide, all right, as well as it could be international, all right. But it's an issue that you identify, something that affects your if not you personally, but your community or the environment. All right, you identify, you design, you come up with that idea, you design, you bring forth that idea where you create, you see if you need any changes to be made, and you communicate with that. All right, you present that to us, and we will judge how well you have done your research. All right, so this is the season schedule. We are in the registration period right now. All right, our launch ceremony is scheduled for January of next year. And the actual competition will be held sometime in February, March, around there. All right, at a closer time, the date will be confirmed. Registration requirements. You need a team of a minimum of 2 persons, maximum 10. All right, and we are doing the challenge, the FLL challenge. So that's 9 to 16. All right, persons must be within that. All right, you are allowed 1 to 2 coach and mentor, 2 coaches or 2 mentor or mentor and a coach, however you, right? So these persons will be guiding the team. All right, the 5,500 then was removed. All right, so it's $2,000 for the kits for the one of the robotics the kit. That will be the Spike Prime Rondell, or that goes for the EV3 also.
You repeat the question, Terrence?
The third one, the Costin. The 55.
So the 2,000 covers the registration with the challenge set, and the additional 35 is in there. That was for the new EV3 kits we had last year. So we're not too sure what the price of the Spike Prime would be this year if we decide to sell it.
All right. So this is that 2,000 is for your challenge set, right? Now, I forgot to mention that exact layout, that challenge set with the missions. That is what each team will be receiving. Okay. So all those missions, the team, that is part of their team building. The team will be assembling and building those. All right. Now they will be receiving detailed instructions. All right, how to assemble those missions. Okay, so they just follow it step by step. It's a nice team building exercise for the team itself. All right, it's you all will be getting that same exact mat layout. All right, so it's going to be the same size and everything. So whatever you practice on your table on your personal practice table, when you come on the day of the competition, it's the exact same table that we are going to have. That maths area, it's the exact same thing. Now, within the rule books, there are some rules regarding slight alterations with the table, such as persons may come and say the table, to them, the table not level, or it has a little bump on the side, and that will affect. The rule book covers those little minor, I wouldn't say setbacks, those little alterations, all right? Those variations, sorry. Okay, so we cannot change those things. With the material, if there's a little bump on the table or it's slightly unlevel, those are things you have to cater for. The team, sorry, has to cater for with their robot to overcome. All right, so those are things that we get presented on the day. A team may come up and, well, they may have an issue with the table, but the rule book will cover that. You have to expect those things, those little variations. All right. That's a little side note. This $750 is if you are renting one of the kits from us, the robotic kits from us. All right, that's your rental fee. Okay, and for further information, you can go to the NIHUS website and under the FLL, the First LEGO League page, you can see any additional requirements, or you can contact Mr. Liverpool also. All right. So the national championship, as we said, between February and March. All right. Everybody comes out with something. All right. No one is left undone. All right. However, there are special prizes for the different categories. Okay. So you are judged on the robot challenge. You are judged on core values. You are judged on the innovation project and the robot design itself. Okay. So the teams are free to go on YouTube or wherever and look at challenges, look at strategies that other teams, international teams may have done. All right, that is fine. They are allowed to because it is on an open source platform. So they are allowed to look at their tactics and so. All right. However, their robots need to be unique. All right, because they have to come up with a design for their robot. They have to explain in the robot design judging how it is, what inspired them to come up with this, why it is they came up with that particular design. All right, so just a little side note also. And up to 100,000 in prizes. Okay, so these are prizes that will be divided into all the special prizes and so forth. All right, so fundraising, these are ways the teams can accumulate funding. All right, due to budgeting, sales, they could do little sales. All right, they could reach out to the community. There are sponsor packages also, so they can reach out to companies who are willing to support. This is a national competition, and the team is most likely, they are private teams, but most of the time, teams are representing a school. So, all right, so you can reach out to businesses or persons for sponsorship. All right, these are just some stats based on past participants in the FLL. All right, this is some results for how it affects their academic. All right, so there are positive results from this. All right, it's not just going out and into a competition with your friends. Okay, it does benefit you academically. Well, the team, sorry, academically. All right, so students, they get to do some research, because not just, again, I repeat, it's not just about coming and building a robot and performing these challenges. All right. You have some research. You are going to look at an issue and come up with a solution. All right. So you build your robot. I mean, this is the heart of the competition. All right. Building and programming a robot. All right. Applying real world maths and science concepts, and also implementing STREAM. You develop critical thinking, team building, and presentation skills. All right, because you are going to be presenting to the judges. All right, and of course, you will be part of the tournament and its celebrations. All right, and gracious professionalism. You probably heard it just in the video and probably during the slide. All right. Gracious professionalism is applied to how you relate to others, all right, to the other teams. Okay, as well as the competition. I explained the competition, how you work with the other team. Okay, now it's not like you're going to meet with the team and come up and behind the scenes and say, well, you're going to, for the competition mission, that's the mission 4, I think, or 2. All right, and how you're going to work with that? Remember, this is random. So this is just on the day that competition part of the mission is like, if both of you have the same result, you get that bonus points. All right, but gracious professionalism and the competition is how well it just judges how well you work with others. All right, and your opposition also. All right, so these are some key areas. All right, so these are some of the teams. Now, the teams, part of your core values, judging also, is how well you present yourself. All right, like your team, you could come with costumes if you want. It's not a requirement. All right, I repeat, it's not a requirement that you have to put on costumes, but how well you you present yourself as a team, how you identify, how persons identify you as being a team representing. All right. Also the booths, now these pictures, you don't exactly see how the booth is, but you all are divided into booth. You are assigned a booth, each team, and they get to decorate their booth. They get to present their project that they probably built for their innovation project. They get to present that in their booth, or display, not present. All right, so all this is part of core value judging, how you decorate your booth, all right, because it shows some form of enthusiasm. All right. The judging rooms. Now, previous years, there were 3 judging rooms. All right. Now, you have different lanes. Each lane, a team will be assigned to a particular lane, and that lane will have 3 judging rooms. All right. 1 for core value, 1 for robot design, and 1 for the innovation project. However, last year, those first LEGO, they compiled those into 1. All right, so it's just 1 judging room that the team will be going to. However, you still are going to be judged on those 3 categories: core values, your innovation project, and your robot design. Okay, but it's just, you're not going to be waiting to go to another room constantly. All right, it's just 1 room you go to, you get judged there, and you come back to your to the robot challenge. All right, so normally the robot challenge used to be, we had judging in the morning, robot challenge after lunch. Now it's all day robot challenge. All right, so judging may take up probably the first half of the day, but robot challenge is all day. All right, you have 3 rounds that the teams will be taking part in. All right, and the points are accumulated. We take from the round that you made that the team made the most points. All right, so This is your robot game. Some of the teams participating in the robot challenge. All right. This is where the life of the competition is. All right. This is where all the excitement comes in, because this is where you actually get to see the robot perform these missions. All right. So teams are allowed to have their supporters supporting them. Of course, they're not going to be at the table. The supporters are not going to be at the table. All right. The supporters are going to be barred around from entering where the table are, but they're allowed to make noise. All right. They're allowed to represent the team that they are supporting. Okay. So if they have flags they want to wave just to show support, make noise, that is okay. All right. So the robot challenge area, judging areas need to be quiet. Of course, supporters will not be allowed in the judging areas. All right. But the robot challenge area, noise is fine. All right. At the end of the competition, there's a high five line. All right. This is tradition from First Lego themselves. All right. So it's not something that we came up with. This is something that is traditional to the tournament internationally. All right. Where at the end, all volunteers line up. So if you're a volunteer, you will be lined up and the team will be coming from the opposite direction. Each person, each team, each member of each team will be high-fiving each volunteer, all right, in this line, all right? So this is the team that won the last season, all right? This was Trinity
Colleges, yeah.
Trinity Colleges, all right. And of course, volunteers, all right, volunteers are needed for the competition. All right, so these are some of the rules. Persons can volunteer. If you are not a mentor or coach, you all can volunteer, as well as you could pass on the information to friends. All right, whoever wants to volunteer. These are some of the rules. We need persons for crowd control. We need team cuers and judge cuers, field resetters, practice table attendance. All right. Now, crowd control speaks for itself. All right, you help handle keep supporters and so organized. All right. Team cuers and judge cuers, they guide the team itself. These are persons assigned to a particular team for the entire day. So they guide the team to judging or wherever they need to go. All right. Field resetters, every time a challenge is completed, we need field resetters to reset those, to put back the missions just as they was in their default positions. All right. And practice table attendance. Apart from the robot challenge tables, we have tables for persons that will be scheduled to go and take a little practice on the day. All right, so maybe on the day you need to alter something, maybe in your coding, maybe in the robot itself. I mean, it's not going to be something extreme that you're going to be altering. All right, this is for minor alterations. And you want to just test it out again, there are practice tables you can take a run on. All right, this is for no points or anything. You'll be given a certain amount of time. All right, but this you'll have to book with the attendant. The team will have to book with these attendants. All right, and the attendants will give you a specific time frame to come and you have the table to practice. All right, core values. These are some of the things that we judge on the core values. All right, again, working as a team. All right, working to find solutions. All right. Of course, if you're volunteering as a coach or a mentor, you are allowed to guide. All right. To guide, that is a key word, guide the team. All right. Not do the work for the team. The team has to do their work. All right. And they have to show that they did the work. All right. So you're allowed to guide them. All right. But not do the work for the team. All right. This goes out for coaches and mentors. All right. And of course, coaches and mentors don't have all the answers. Persons need to do their research. All right. And they will have to do their own research for their innovation project. All right. Friendly competition. All right. And enjoying yourselves also. Again, you see the gracious professionalism and competition. All right. That will be looking at teams. All teams will be judged on this throughout the day. Okay. Not only at the robotics table. All right. And the most important thing is to have fun. All right. And that's it for the presentation. So now we have our Q&A session. All right. So any questions, anyone?
Yes. Are the materials for the $2,000 pack available already, or is that still on order?
It's, I can answer that. The shipment is currently on its way to Trinidad right now from LEGO itself.
Okay, so what would be the procedure if you wanted to source a kit? Just contact you, submit
No,
each
what?
doc-
So once you register with NIHS for the competition, once we have the kits in hand, we will send out an email notifying the teams that the kits are here, and then we'll invite you to come collect it at the ministry so that you can start your practice and so on.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Randall, I think you can answer the question.
First question, does NIHS have it offering the Discover Explore
the other
through
competitions?
SEC? Yes, we are looking into it, but not for this particular season. I think last season we ordered some of the Discover and Explorer sets. So we're looking into see how best we could implement and expand from beyond the challenge experience as well. So yes, we are looking into it for future competitions. Any other questions?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Daniel.
The deadline for the registration, well, for the payment would be October the 30th, for the payment as well? Or?
No, once the registration period has closed October 30th, we'll assess the list of registrants that we would have received, and then we'll notify you when those payments are due. But usually, maybe by January, February, the final payment will be due for our end. So it's not anytime soon, but you'll have some time to do your fundraising and stuff before you actually make the final payment.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, Rondell.
Hi, Kathy. Go ahead.
Hi. I think it was mentioned that there was a maximum of 2 coaches or mentors. Is that it's often 2 coaches plus mentors, right?
Terence, you could clarify that? I know you mentioned that as well.
I can't recall. Let me do a quick check. One second.
Okay, so while you look into that, Kathy, and get back to you, any other questions from any other persons?
I had another question.
Sure, you can go ahead.
Just to clarify, I think you said, sorry, that when the field mats come in, you are going to distribute them. So we don't necessarily have to wait till January. Is that right?
We're hoping they come before January.
Okay, awesome.
From last experience, we did receive them by, I think it was early January. But what was the holdback was customs took like 6 weeks to clear them on the ship, on the I guess at the port. So they're coming in a bit earlier this round, and we're hoping that we get it cleared a bit faster so you could have it as soon as possible. So some of those things are just out of our control. We did order earlier this year to try and see how best we could rectify that situation from last year. So yeah.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
Hi.
Hi, Ariane.
So I'm new to this entire thing, right? This is my first time like wanting to participate. but I don't exactly have like a team as yet. So I was wondering if like you have to represent a school, or can you come like with a private team, or like.
Yes, so you can. We have had community teams before, so it doesn't have to represent a school. So as Terence mentioned, you could have 2 to 10 persons. So if you have 2 persons and you want to form a team by yourself, we are fine with that. I think we had last year, we had a team of 2 persons as well, too, right? Yeah, and they did pretty well. So since you're new to it as well, Ariane, I guess we could mention here as well. If it is you need like a brief workshop or something to give you a practical idea of how the competition actually runs, you can make that request with us, and we'll see how best we could facilitate a short session with you as soon as possible. If it's you and a group of friends or something want to come up with a team. So that should be fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Rondell, I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is concerning the scoring. Last time when we entered, we were not aware that that we were supposed to pre-program the EV3 and not work with the laptop on the table. So we were training the students to write the code on the laptop and deploy, but for some reason somewhere along the line it wasn't communicated, or we didn't get it, we didn't understand. So, and it wasn't only us, because another team were asking us the same question, if the laptops are allowed on the table during the robot game. So I just want you all clarify that, please.
All right, Terence or Marvin?
To my knowledge, I don't think the laptop is allowed on the table while it's running, but you have to program it. So it has to be, the robot has to run autonomous. Simply put, that means the robot has to run with the program that you've been testing on whatever for that particular round. Don't know if that clarifies your question.
Well, it does, but then it raises the question, how then we could verify that the students wrote the code and not teachers wrote the code for them, that type of thing. Whereas when you have the students there with their laptop, you could easily tell they are right, because they're writing the code. Sometimes they modify the code on the spot. So this is just the concern that I have.
But I can add to that. Well, seeing that you won't be allowed to carry it on the table, but you will be able to do these things at your booth. So that kind of any open there. So, because like you said, there's no way to know if for us to know if they wrote it themselves, which is true. But that's something we cannot really, we have limited control over that, because remember, we are not there when they are doing their practices and stuff. All right, so we could only hope that that is exactly what they're doing. But there are ways they could try to, in their presentations, to show how they came up with that, because they will have to go into details with, like in the robot design, why the robot does this, how it does that, and so forth. So they will have to explain in detail how they came up with that. But with respect to at the competition on the day, they will have their laptops, devices, programming devices at their booths. So for the question with Kathy, I apologize, I'm not finding the exact detail, but I think you are correct. 2 coaches and a mentor.
Thank you.
They're saying a minimum of 2 coaches. At least 2 coaches. Yes, at least 2 coaches.
All right,
and all mentors as well.
Yeah, so you were correct. Kathy. Sorry I apologize for that.
No problem.
And Daniel, thanks for bringing up that point. Just to mention here as well, especially for Ariane, once you registered, we do have that session for the coaches and mentors before the tournament. So we try to keep that a bit earlier as well, and I'll be sure to see that we bring back up that same point that you mentioned there, Daniel, so that everybody is aware and on the same page. That's fine. Yeah?
Sure, man, thanks. Oh, also, an unrelated thing. I was wondering how come presentation went to Singapore, and I thought it was Trinity that won the meeting. So that was a little
That's actually
people
not first.
asking me. Yeah.
I think that was first LEGO League robotics competition or tech, one of those, but that wasn't the challenge competition.
Oh, it was a different thing.
Yeah, they
Okay,
participated
okay.
on their own on an international level, yeah. So we had
Okay,
nothing to
okay.
do with that, more or less.
All right, cool.
But as Kathy mentioned, we may consider expanding to these horizons in the future. But the tricky things with running these competitions is funding is always a key thing. And as small as First LEGO League, maybe it's an expensive competition to run, and why we're happy to have our I guess platinum sponsor on board every year, Shell. We do try to expand the funding as much as possible to have at least something every year. So if we do get the additional funding to expand to these other areas, of course, we'll try to do so in future competitions. Yeah. So any further questions or clarifications? I mean, we had a small amount of guests today, so thanks you all for sticking it out. We do have a repeat session tomorrow, so hopefully we get some more persons attending tomorrow. And of course, this was recorded, so we'll try to upload the better one of the two on YouTube, so you can also review it again if you're so inclined. So, any further matters before we go on, before we disperse? All right, so I think we are good. Terrence and Marvin, thanks again for attending. Ariane, Kathy, Eden, and Daniel, thanks for attending again. Hopefully we see you guys in this year's competition, right? Of course, you can reach me via email with any additional questions. And I don't know if I'll see you guys tomorrow as well. So everyone have a good night, and thanks for giving us an hour and 7 minutes of your evening.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
man. All right.
All right,
Thank you
take
so
care.
much.
All right, thanks.